channel. If you're new here, welcome. So today I'm going to be showing you how you can achieve this Sugar Plum Fairy makeup look from the new Nutcracker in the Four Realms. This is actually the first look in my 2018 12 Days of SFX-mas, and if you're new and you don't know what that is, basically for 12 days in the month of December, I'm going to be uploading a new Christmas themed special effects makeup look that can be beauty special effects and more intense special effects looks such as body paint and or prosthetics, which is going to just add a little bit more fun and pizzazz to this holiday season. Also, for all my movie nerds out there, if you saw the new movie, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below because I would love to discuss it with you, because I don't really want to get into it on here, but I have some thoughts and I'd love to hear yours and see if we have similar opinions. So yeah, just let me know. I like talking to you guys about this stuff. It's a lot of fun. I love movies, and this was definitely one that I needed to see due to research to see more intensely what exactly I'm going to be doing, and I got some opinions from it. So anyways, with all that being said, if you guys are interested in seeing how you can achieve this Sugar Plum Fairy makeup look, then just keep watching. Hey guys, so to get started, we're going to be styling our wig, and this is actually quite easy to do, being that the wig was mostly styled to begin with, and I tried to do a few other things to really, make it look as realistic to the movie as possible, but unfortunately, I haven't styled wigs enough to really know how to do that, so I'm just going to show you the few things that I did to this wig to help make it look a little bit more movie accurate without really having to put too much effort into it. So I'm just taking this wig that I got from Arda Wigs, and I'm going to be leaving it linked down below for you guys to check out, and I'm just going to be taking some of the curls, brushing them out so that they kind of unflatten and have a little bit more tease to them. I'm going to be taking most of the curls that are hanging in the back and just pinning them up in a tiny bun around the back of the hair. Nothing too crazy, just enough to get it out of my face and just up for the photos. So I'm using about 3 to 5 bobby pins just to secure it as best as possible. Before splitting the bangs, I'm going to be siding about 1/4 to the right side of my face and about 3/4 of the bangs to the left side. And I do recommend twisting the bangs a little bit. Not only does it give it this nice little texture and design, but it is also going to help make it more secure, being that the bangs are about the same size throughout the entire length. So it's just kind of easier to make it all stick together if it's all twisted up. Now I'm also going to be using some other hair to kind of hide and conceal that bobby pin, just because I don't want my secrets to be revealed, but also you could use a pink bobby pin or whatever you have available to help conceal it as best as possible. I'm also going to be hairspraying the wig just to make sure that it stays put and doesn't move anywhere, and I'm also going to be taking some gold tinsel icicles and just applying this to the forefront of the wig. There isn't a really nice design to do this. In the movie, she does seem to have them mostly going one direction, but since I know you're not going to really see the entire wig, I just let it hang in a nice dramatic way on this wig, and I made sure to add enough that you could definitely see it. Now, once again, she seemed to have different colors, some wiring, but this just seemed to be the easiest way for me to go about doing it. Does it look the best? No. Would it last for a cosplay? Probably not, but this did work for the photo and the video that I needed it for. Next, we're going to be moving on to makeup. I'm going to be taking my Buckle Bunny Beauty Fringe Benefit Primer and just applying this all over my face before moving on to foundation. I'm going to start off by taking my NYX Total Control Foundation in Porcelain, applying it all over my face before realizing it was a bit too pale for the Sugar Plum Fairy, so I just added a little bit of my natural foundation into it just to help add a little bit more color to my face, and it ended up working out really well. I'm then going to be taking my Buckle Bunny Beauty Cream to Powder Foundation in Mocha and using this as my cream contour. So I'm applying this to all of the areas that I would like to deepen the natural crevices of my face before blending it out with a large fluffy brush, and then moving on to the highlights. So for highlights, I'm going to be taking my ColourPop No Filter Concealer in number 14 and applying this to all of the areas that I now want to brighten. So this is going to be my forehead, under my eyes, under my cheekbones, my nose, all those areas that we want to help lighten, being that the contour darkened those areas. Next, we're going to be moving on to the eyebrows. I'm going to be taking my Graftobian Pro Paint and Magenta, and also taking a little bit of my Graftobian Pro Paint and Shocking Pink, mixing them together, and just applying them over our natural brow hairs. You are more than welcome to use the glue stick technique to cover your eyebrows and draw on completely new eyebrows, but I just decided to use the ones I already had, just because I feel like this is more conventional and a little bit easier for someone to do if they wanted to dress up as the Sugar Plum Fairy for a party. And personally, I try to avoid covering up my eyebrows as often as possible just because I don't like to do it. I'm also going to be taking my Graftobian Pro Paint in Tickled Pink, and I'm going to be applying this in the forefront of the eyebrow, just so we can have a little bit of an ombre effect to help make it look a little bit more natural. Now, just a quick disclaimer on the way I did my eyebrows. I definitely sketched them too big. In my personal opinion, I should have made them a little bit thinner and actually gone with a more accurate size to my eyebrow shape instead of filling it completely, because then it really did, in my opinion, take away from some of the effect that the movie version had, because hers were a lot thinner. Now we're going to be creating that little peppermint stripe that the Sugar Plum Fairy has. So for this, I'm taking my Mare Paradise paint in white, and I'm going to be actually taking a tiny spatula that I actually got from the craft store, and I'm going to be applying a little bit of the white body paint onto the tip of the spatula and just lightly tap that on to the eyebrow to create little straight lines. The reason I'm doing this is if you happened to cover your eyebrows, maybe painting them on would be easier, but since I still have the natural hair that can move freely, I decided to do this because it helped create as straight of a line as possible. Next, I'm just going to be blending out the rest of the concealer from earlier. It's nice to let it set for a bit because this actually helps make it a little bit more opaque, and so to blend this out, I'm just using my ColourPop F5 small fluffy brush. Next, I'm going to be taking my Airspun translucent powder and applying this onto the concealer to let that bake. Before we move on to eyeshadow, I'm going to be taking my white eyeshadow from my Morphe James Charles palette and applying that to my brow bone before remembering that I actually need some of my eyeshadow primer, so I'm just taking my Smashbox 24-Hour Photo Finish Primer and applying that onto my eyelids before moving on to the rest of the eyeshadow. I'm going to be taking some of this light pink eyeshadow from the Morphe James Charles palette and applying this all over the eyelid just to kind of help have a nice light pink base. Before we move on to our Morphe 35B palette, taking this hot pink, we're just going to be applying this from the inner corner all the way throughout the crease of the eyelid, and you're also going to want to blend that out with some of your light pink eyeshadow as well. I'm also going to take some of this purpley pink eyeshadow and apply that in the exact same way, starting at the inner corner, bringing it out throughout the crease, and also applying that to the outer corner of the eyelid as well. I'm then going to be taking this metallic purple eyeshadow and starting at the inner corner of the eye, I'm just going to be packing it on and blending it out lightly to the center of the eyelid before taking this hot pink color and applying it to the upper lash line and making sure to blend all of this together so that we don't have any harsh lines. Next, we're just going to be brushing off the excess translucent powder before moving on to taking the light pink eyeshadow and applying that to the lower lash line before deepening it up with this pinky purpley on the lower lash line as well, just to help add some more color. The Sugar Plum Fairy doesn't seem to have too intense of a contour, so I'm just taking my Physicians Formula Butter Blush in Plum Rose and just applying this to the areas that I would normally contour, just so it has a more flushed hue. I'm going to be taking my Smashbox blush palette, taking True Pink Berry and applying that to the cheekbones just so we have a nice transition blush color before taking True Coral and really packing that on to the apples of my cheeks and also applying that a little bit onto the nose to serve as nose contour. Next, we're moving on to highlight, and I'm going to be taking my NYX Bright Idea Illuminating Stick in Lavender Lust, and using my finger, I'm just going to be applying that to my cheekbones and my temple just to add a nice lavender highlight before moving on to my NYX Holographic Halo Shimmer Stick in Primal and doing the exact same thing, except I'm actually going to be using a brush for this just so we can get a little bit more of a stippling motion since this is a more intense shimmer stick. Now, since you can never have too much highlight, I'm going to be taking my Anastasia Moonchild Glow Kit, taking Pink Heart, and also my NYX Duochromatic Highlight in Lavender Steel, and applying this to these same areas just so we can have a powder highlight to almost set the cream shimmer sticks. I'm then going to be taking my NYX Lip Liner in Mauve and outlining my lips before moving on to taking my ColourPop Luxe Lipstick in Jasmine, and I'm just going to be filling in my lips with this lip color. I'm then going to be taking my Maybelline Lasting Drama Eyeliner in Sleek Black and just applying this to my upper lash line just so we can have a nice simple eyeliner before moving on to the James Charles Morphe palette, taking the black eyeshadow and lightly applying this to the lower lash line just to help add a little bit more definition. I'm also going to be taking my Tarte Tardiest Lip Paint in Obsessed and applying this to the outer corners of the lips just to kind of help create a little bit more of an ombre effect and help make this look a little bit more movie accurate. We're going to prep our eyelashes by curling them before moving on to taking our Tarte Lights Caramel Lashes mascara and sweeping that through our eyelashes. Once that is completed, we're going to be moving on to taking our Maybelline Lasting Drama eyeliner in Nude and applying that to our lower waterline. The eyelashes I chose for this look are my Fright Night Frightening Lashes in Black Wings, and I'm just going to be applying this to my upper lash line. These are perfect because they're long and spiky and have a little bit of glitter in them, which is perfect for the Sugar Plum Fairy. And that is the completed look. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Leave a comment down below if you'd like to see next. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel so you can see more of my 12 days of SFX-mas videos. And with all that being said, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!